I'm Frank. Welcome to my woodturning channel. Today I'm just going to work on a simple bowl that's been cored out, but there's a crack in it, which you can see, just a small crack. It's not a very big crack, so structurally I don't really need to put epoxy in it. And just recently I bought a new product for filling cracks. It's called Rangate. It's a product I just stumbled on, and I ordered it. It's a kind of an industrial product they use for sealing cracks and knots in wood. So I'll describe a little bit about that product and try it out. It's way faster than using epoxy. It's basically like using a glue gun, and then you can cut it and sand it without being gummy like a normal glue gun would be. I'll just walk you through the basic product here. So this is the glue gun. Now it's a high temperature gun, 300 watt, much higher than your normal glue guns. And the temperature ranges from 250 degrees Fahrenheit up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. And you do need to use a certain temperature for operating this. This is the box that the glue gun came in. And you can see the product's called Rangate, and it's mainly for knot and crack filling. And there it is there. These are the filler sticks, which look basically just like a glue stick. Okay, here we go. The crack is not particularly big, and it's just going in just like glue coming out of a glue gun. Pretty darn easy to use. Now they recommend you go over it with an aluminum piece of metal of some sort to make it cool quickly and kind of flatten it out. So I happen to have this piece of aluminum. I'm not sure you really need it, but it kind of flattens it out and makes it cool really quickly. And now I'm just repeating the same process on the outside of the bowl. I'm not sure how deep this is going to go in. It's a little bit thicker than I thought, but we'll see how deep it goes into the wood, because this crack actually you can see right through the bowl. I didn't core out this bowl very well. I don't have an awful lot of thickness in the bottom to work with, so this is going to end up having quite a small base. So with a small base, I'll probably make this a little bit more of a thinner decorative bowl rather than a functional one with a large base. Without much thickness in the bottom, I've had to use a very small tenon on a relatively large size bowl, so I'm going to just have to make my cuts really easy. Here you can see I've used a Morse taper extender. I want to support the bowl when I make the cuts on the outside because of the small tenon. And I'm going to do all the cuts from the back of the bowl. It just wasn't very stable on my jam chuck. It wobbled around quite a bit. So this way it's completely trapped. It's on a tenon and I've got the tailstock there, so the bowl is as stable as it can be. And I'll do a better job of doing the outside. Now the cuts here are a bit more difficult because they come from the back of the lathe. You kind of have to change hands to do the cuts, but I do this all the time, so it's not a problem. Now this area here, the Rangate material cut really cleanly, really easily, but the area I was trying to fill actually has a lot of bark inclusion in there. So I'm going to put some CA glue on just to stabilize it. I mean, I'm not going to fill it the traditional way. I will keep using the Rangate, but the bark itself needs to be hardened up. It's really hard to get a good bevel rubbing contact, so I actually use a bottoming bowl gouge here in the very lower part of the base, just so I can ride the bevel nicely in this area only, and then I'll switch back to a traditional gouge. The piece is not fully round yet, so I'm marking the area where there's still rough wood that needs to be cut away, and then I'll just start my cuts there at that location. If you're enjoying my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. The Rangate material didn't quite go into the crack as deep as I thought, and after cutting it exposed some more of the crevice. So I'm just going to do another application. It's pretty simple. Just heat up your glue gun and apply it just as I did originally. Now here I'm just going to mark that area and just do a very light slice off just to get rid of the excess material. And I am finding it cuts really cleanly. Much better than I've cut glue from a glue gun before and it sticks to the gouge, but this material just cuts very cleanly, doesn't stick to the gouge at all. And yeah, it seems to work really well. I did find that because of the thin wall, there were a couple of lines near the surface here just because of vibration. So I'm just using this negative rake scraper to clean things up. And now we just move on to the inside of the bowl. Because of the thin wall here, I am getting a bit of vibration, so I found I had to make really light cuts and travel really slowly to get a good finish and to not get a lot of little lines and grooves in this area. Just like the outside, I did expose some of the crevice again here after cutting away the rough material, but it was just a simple matter to heat up the gun again and just apply a little bit of material, and then I'll just do a quick skim cut over this and remove it again. I'm just using a negative rake scraper to remove a few of the lines. And then I'm going to finish the bottom off with this bottoming bowl gouge. Well, I'm pretty happy with the results of this Rangate product. It sanded up really well, it cut really well, and it's easy to use. I'll definitely be using it in the future for simple crack repair. For structural, I'll still use my epoxy. And for little tiny cracks, of course, I'll still use CA glue. So it's just another thing to add to my bag of tricks for dealing with cracks. Because this is really, I consider more of a decorative bowl because it has such a tiny base, I'm going to actually dye the entire bowl on the inside and outside. And there is a nice area right there that has some figure, so that should be highlighted when I do the dyeing process. I put one coat of blue. I've done a little bit of local area with a burgundy later, and then I sand it and I put another coat of blue on. And here now I'm just removing the base.